It's ugly?
The same thing.
Oh,
The
okay.
same thing.
Oh, okay.
To fix what?
Yeah, okay. We could test her right now.
To figure
Right now. Right
fix
now,
what?
ugly. Everything. Oh, you thought you was gonna see something ugly, bitch. You wasn't. But you wasn't.
Yeah.
But you wasn't.
No makeup.
But you wasn't. Same here. See what's up? Same here. You see what's up? Oh, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because what just happened inside that Queen's courtroom has officially pushed Remy Ma's entire reputation off a cliff. No parachute, no seatbelt, no hope of recovery. Picture this: Remy Ma, hip-hop icon, former inmate, and walking Bronx legend, collapsing in open court like a Shakespearean tragedy gone bet after dark. And what made her fall to her knees in front of flashing cameras, tight security, and a stunned courtroom crowd? Not a judge's sentence. Not Papoose walking in with Clarissa Shields, oh no, baby. It was a stack of photos. Photos of a dead man thrown like a dagger by none other than the victim's own daughter, Jasmine Dior, who wasn't about to let Remy Ma walk in there like she's on some pity tour. Nope, she threw down receipts, literally yelling in the middle of the courtroom, "Your bum's son murdered my father." And let's be real, was this drama scripted by Shonda Rhimes, or is real life just this damn messy? Now, this ain't a rap beef, y'all. This is a murder for hire case, and someone just cracked under pressure. And guess what? That was just the beginning. Keep watching. You're not ready. Ladies and gentlemen, this might just be the wildest courtroom moment since the Johnny Depp trial. Except this time, no one's suing for defamation. No, this is real-life crime, Remy Ma style, and the Bronx is shaking in its timberlands. Because when we tell you Remy Ma collapsed like a folding chair at a backyard barbecue, we mean hit the floor dead silent. Everybody gasped, collapse. But why? What brought hip-hop royalty to her knees in front of a judge? Let's set the scene. The courtroom is packed, cameras flashing, security tight, journalists lined up like it's Grammy night. Remy walks in head high, shades on, dressed like she came to slay, and silence the rumors. But then from the back she enters. Jasmine Dior, daughter of Darius Gilbo, the man allegedly gunned down by Remy's son, Jason J. Scott, walks in holding a file folder. Calm, silent. But if looks could kill, Remy would have been on life support. Jasmine doesn't sit. Like, "Miss, where's your remorse? Like, where's your where's your sadness?" Like, at the end of the day, I don't care what I go through with nobody. I would never want to see nobody die. I don't give a underscore about none of that. Like, underscore nobody did nothing to you. You underscore gremlin. And you really acting like you mad about something. Ice grilling somebody ugly ass. Then you acting tough in front of a courthouse. Like, underscore we're going to go to jail. You've been to jail before, I'm sure you don't want to go back. Underscore like, what are we doing here? Come around the corner. You're really not underscore tough. Like is mad, like she doesn't blink. And then as Remy takes her seat in the front row with her legal team, Jasmine walks up, yells, "Here's what your son did to my father," and throws a stack of printed photos, crime scene shots, funeral images, blood-stained clothes directly at Remy's feet. The room froze. Remy's eyes hit the first image and boom, down she went. No one moved, not a bailiff, not a lawyer, not even Papoose, who's mysteriously MIA these days, probably hiding behind Clarissa Shields' championship belt. Just the thud of a broken spirit and a pile of truth scattered across the courtroom floor. Because, baby, when the receipts are that graphic, even the toughest rapper on the block can't breathe. Now, let's rewind. Why is Remy Ma even in this mess? Where did this all begin? And how did a woman who once served 6 years in prison for shooting someone over a bag of money, yes, that happened, find herself back in a courtroom, this time on the other side of the glass? It all started with a 2021 murderer in Queens. A man named Darius Gilbo, age 47, known in his neighborhood for being a former hustler turned father, was gunned down in broad daylight, head and chest. No warning, no second chances. At first, the police had no leads. Just another Queens shooting, right? Wrong. Fast forward to mid-2024, and boom, arrests are made. The shooter, none other than Remy Ma's son, Jason J. Scott. And this wasn't just a wrong place, wrong time situation. Prosecutors alleged that this was a murder for hire plot, that Jason was paid to take Gilbo out, cold-blooded, calculated, and caught on a blurry, silent piece of CCTV footage from a street corner just blocks from where the victim lived. But it gets worse. Authorities found messages on Jason's phone that suggest premeditation. Things like, "I got the bag, it's done, he ain't talking no more." And the worst one, "Mom going to be proud, he disrespected us." Let that one sink in. Mom gonna be proud, as in, oh, was Remy Ma involved? Was she in the loop? Or was this just a delusional son trying to impress a mother who built her reputation on being feared in the streets? Now, to be fair, Remy hasn't been charged with anything yet. Her legal team has denied all allegations, claiming she had no idea what her son was up to and that she's devastated by the accusations. But her courtroom behavior, not exactly giving mourning mother, more like defensive diva on the verge. And, y'all, the streets have opinions. Because here's the thing, while Remy is sitting front row in court wearing designer frames and lip gloss worth more than most people's rent, the Gilbo family is sitting behind her grieving, and that's where Jasmine Dior comes in. Darius's daughter, 24 years old, lost her dad, and now she has to sit across from the woman whose son is accused of executing him. And Ree's over there laughing, rolling her eyes, ice grilling. According to several eyewitnesses, Remy was even smirking during witness testimony. Smirking during murder testimony, it was only a matter of time before Jasmine snapped. And let's not forget, this isn't the only scandal hovering over Remy. Like a cloud of bad decisions, we're still cleaning up the mess from her alleged cheating scandal with Easy the block captain, which led to her divorce from Papoose, a public fallout, and rumors of her having secret side relationships with both men and women. Oh, you thought this was just a courtroom drama. Baby, this is a whole cinematic universe of chaos. Remy's been acting like she's above it all, holding press conferences, posting cryptic IG captions. My son is innocent. Don't believe the lies. But the evidence says otherwise. And that brings us right back to the moment of collapse. Because when Jasmine threw those photos on the floor, blood wounds, funeral casket, she wasn't just showing Remy what her son allegedly did. She was forcing accountability. Because the question isn't, did Jason kill him? It's why. Some insiders say this wasn't about money, it was personal. Word on the street is Darius Gilbo had a past with Remy. Allegedly, he disrespected her, tried to extort her, or maybe had some dirt on her from back in the day. And Jason, just another misguided kid trying to fix his mom's problems in the dumbest, most criminal way possible. But the internet, the internet is on fire. Twitter has exploded, with hashtags like #RemyAllups, #JusticeForDarius, and #JasmineDior. TikTok edits are already flying. Jasmine in slow motion, throwing the pictures, Remy falling in HD. Courtroom reaction shots set to dramatic audio. Some are calling it the courtroom moment of the decade. Others are demanding justice. Protests are forming. Darius's old friends, neighbors, and even some local politicians are calling for a full investigation into whether Remy knew about the plot. Because let's not pretend she's some saint. This is a woman who literally served 6 years for shooting a friend over $3,000 and walked out of prison into a record deal. Remy's career has always danced with the criminal underworld, and now it might be coming full circle. And just when you thought it couldn't get any messier, as Remy lay on the courtroom floor, gasping, clutching her pearls like an auntie at Easter Sunday, guess who rushed to her side? Not her son, not her legal team, not even a fan. It was a court officer, someone who probably didn't even recognize her until TMZ showed up. The drama, the collapse, the tears, all caught on camera, all uploaded within minutes. And now the entire world is watching. In the trial, it hasn't even started yet, because next week the court hears from an anonymous witness, allegedly a former friend of Jason, who claims Remy knew everything, who says he overheard conversations, saw money being moved, and even got threats from Remy's entourage when he tried to go to the cops. Oh yeah, this isn't just about Jason anymore, but before we get to that, let's dive deeper into the financial trail, the leaked court files, and the anonymous tip-offs that have begun unraveling the web behind this murder-for-hire scandal. Just wait for what's next, because the deeper you dig into this murder-for-hire mess, the more it reeks of arrogance, ego, and a celebrity mom who might have thought her son was untouchable. Let's talk money. The $25,000 cash payment Jason allegedly received just days before the hit. You heard right, according to leaked banking records that somehow ended up on Reddit. Bless the internet sleuths. A wire transfer labeled J1 consulting fee was deposited into Jason's account via a Delaware-based shell company linked to 84it, an ex-business manager of Remy Ma. Coincidence or cover-up? Because what 23-year-old with no job history, no college degree, and no business LLC is consulting on anything besides how to get caught in 4K? The feds are reportedly tracking where that money came from and where it went. And baby, the paper trail is looking a little too neat, too staged, like someone wanted this to look legit. Meanwhile, an anonymous witness, let's call him Trey, has emerged on a private podcast claiming he used to roll with Jason. According to Trey, man, Jason was always on edge, like he had something to prove. He'd be talking slick about how his mom was the real queen pin, how she handled things back in the day. Then when that Gilbo beef started, he started flexing, like yo, this gone, get taken care of. I thought he was talking *T. I didn't know he meant like that. Trey claims Jason even showed him screenshots of texts from an unnamed lady boss who allegedly said, handle this and I'll make sure your future's secure. Phew. Now, do we know who this lady boss is? Nope. Do we know if it's Remy? Not yet. But the fact that this entire story is teetering on the edge of conspiracy, that's what's got the public glued. And Remy, she's cracking. After the courtroom collapse, she tried to regain control of the narrative, posting a now-deleted IG story that read, "Y'all want me to cry for cameras. I'm crying behind closed doors. Trust it. #My is innocent." But if her son's so innocent, why did she allegedly show up to court with cash in a manila envelope, quietly passed off to a man waiting in a black Escalade outside? That's what TMZ claimed based on footage captured outside the courthouse just hours after the hearing. And that man allegedly an independent fixer who's worked for high-profile rappers before. The streets are whispering, the blogs are screaming, and let's not forget Rhee's own history isn't squeaky clean. Back in 2007, she shot a woman in the gut over missing money, claimed it was an accident, and did 6 years in prison. Her defense back then, she was being disrespected and set up. Sound familiar? That same "I was the victim" tone is back in 2025. Only now, it's her son pulling the trigger. Public sentiment is shifting hard. Where fans once called her the realist, in the game, people are now calling her the downfall of a dynasty. The irony, her entire image has always been built on loyalty, honor, and family. Yet, here we are watching her feud publicly with her ex-husband Papoose, who's now dating Clarissa Shields and being accused of instigating or covering up a murder-for-hire scandal involving her own child. The family is crumbling. One source, close to Papoose, reportedly told Media Takeout Papoose warned her he begged her to keep Jace away from the street life. But she thought being feared was more powerful than being protected. Now look where they are. And it's not just family drama. The Gilbo family has officially filed a wrongful death lawsuit against both Jason Scott and Reminisce Mackey, aka Remy Ma, seeking $12 million in damages. Their argument that Remy's celebrity, status, lifestyle, and financial influence created a culture of impunity, meaning she enabled her son's behavior, glorified violence in her music, and indirectly empowered him to think he could get away with murder. And in a bold move, Jasmine Dior is reportedly planning to testify herself, not just about the murder, but about Remy's courtroom behavior, alleged attempts at intimidation, and the psychological toll this has taken on her family. One courtroom insider said the judge had to warn Remy twice about eye contact and body language. She was staring down Jasmine, mouthing words, rolling her eyes. It was chilling. It didn't feel like a grieving mother. It felt like a woman protecting her empire. And empire is the right word. Remy Ma's net worth is estimated at around $6 million. But what's more valuable than money? Reputation. And this trial threatens to destroy whatever's left of hers. Sponsors are already pulling back. A rumored Netflix documentary has been put on hold. Her upcoming performance at the Bet Hip Hop Awards quietly canceled. She's losing everything. And yet the fans are divided. Some are still writing for her, claiming it's a witch hunt, that the system is just trying to take down another black icon, that she's being framed just like she claimed in 2007. But others are done. And let's be real, this whole situation is messy from all angles. We've got a murdered man with a criminal past, a rapper mom with a criminal past, a son trying to prove himself in the shadow of fame, a daughter turned Avenger who's now gone viral on TikTok, and a courtroom turning into a stage for public collapse and private confessions. This isn't just about one crime. This is about legacy, about how far someone will go to protect their name, their money, and their pride. And in this case, it seems like Remy Ma may have gone too far, because court insiders say the next hearing will feature video evidence allegedly showing Jason and an unidentified man scouting the location of the hit. And the car, in that footage, a rental traced back to an address once registered to a business associate of Remy. Connect the dots. The heat is turning up fast. In fact, the DA has issued a subpoena for Remy's phone records, which reportedly include deleted texts, encrypted messages, and call logs that may tie her to Jason's planning. One prosecutor was overheard saying, "We're not stopping with Jason, this is bigger." And yet, despite everything crumbling around her, Remy is still trying to control the narrative. Her publicist released a statement claiming, "Remy Ma is a mother, not a mastermind. She has always encouraged her son to do better. The attacks on her character are unfair, misogynistic, and based on outdated biases." Okay, fair, except when your son's standing trial for premeditated murder. Maybe it's time to stop blaming the media and start answering some damn questions. Because the real story here isn't just what happened in 2021. It's about what's been brewing since. The silent tension, the power moves, the threats no one took seriously, the rumors that got ignored, the photos that were hidden until Jasmine Dior threw them into the courtroom like a grenade. And speaking of Jasmine, word is she's not done. In an interview with Bossip, she said, "I've got more. I've got texts. I've got voicemails. This ain't over. I'm going to make sure people see what really happened to my dad, PH." And that brings us to the final phase of the saga. The consequences, the legal war that's just beginning, the dominoes about to fall. because what happens next might just shock everyone. Even Remy Ma herself, because what happens next might just shock everyone. Even Remy Ma herself. We're now entering uncharted territory. Folks, we're leaked. Texts, witness tampering, and shady lawyers are just Monday morning gossip. According to sources close to the Queens County DA, Remy could be facing conspiracy to commit murder charges. And if convicted, she's looking at 15 years minimum. That's on top of the sentence her son, Jason Scott, is staring down, which ranges from life in prison to possibly the death penalty under aggravated circumstances. And this is no longer just courtroom drama. This is becoming a national media circus. CNN analysts are now weighing in. Morning talk shows are discussing parental responsibility in violent crimes. Twitter has erupted into civil war on one side, #FreeRemyTruth on the other, #JusticeForgeBo. Even Cardi B tweeted and deleted writing this whole Remy Ma thing is sad, but if your son did that, girl, stand 10 toes and stop blaming everybody else. Let that sink in. Even Cardi is tapping out. That's when you know you've lost the hip-hop streets and the PR battle. But back to the courtroom. In a twist straight out of a courtroom drama, the prosecution dropped bombshell footage that sent jaws crashing to the floor. Leaked body cam footage showed Jason and an unidentified male suspected to be Richard Squid Howard casing the scene 2 days before the hit. They weren't subtle either. They were in ski masks and gloves in the middle of June. It was obvious. It was sloppy, and it was damning. But here's where it gets wild. The vehicle they drove that day, a blacked-out 2020 Dodge Durango, rented in Remy Ma's assistant's name with Remy's label listed as the business affiliate, and before the defense could object, the prosecutor held up a photograph. A blurry still frame of the vehicle parked outside the same courthouse Remy Ma had walked into just 2 hours earlier. Time-stamped, synced, identified Q chaos. One courtroom observer said Remy's face turned to stone, and her lawyer looked like he was about to fake a heart attack. The judge ordered a 30-minute recess, and Remy had to be helped out by security again. That's twice in 1 week she's nearly fainted. Some say it's guilt. Some say it's panic. Some say it's just karma finally catching up. But let's talk about the victim's daughter, Jasmine Dior, the real star of this courtroom thriller. This woman isn't just grieving, she's documenting everything. She's gone viral on TikTok, sharing daily vlogs titled Court Chronicles. My dad deserves justice, racking up millions of views and support from celebrities, victims, advocates, and even a former federal prosecutor who commented, "This young woman has more poise and composure than half the people in this case. The public needs to hear her, and people are listening." She's even been approached by a Netflix true crime series. According to her manager, one pitch titled The Bronx Betrayal, a rap queen, a murdered man, and a daughter who fought back. Now, let's rewind a little. Remember those photos Jasmine threw at Remy? Turns out those weren't just family keepsakes. They were autopsy photos. Sealed, stamped, marked, confidential. How did she get them? Court sources believe someone inside the DA's office slipped them to her on purpose as part of a strategy to get Remy to crack on camera, and it worked. Remy's reaction, her breakdown, her screams, her refusal to look at the images. It was all caught on live courtroom feed. And guess what? That footage leaked to the internet in less than 10 minutes. Reddit, TikTok, YouTube flooded. Hashtags exploded. Theories flooded, and side-by-side edits showed Remy performing all the way up in 2016, then sobbing on a courthouse bench in 2025. The memes are merciless. The internet does not forgive, but the courtroom does not forget, because in that same hearing, new evidence surfaced. A burner phone registered to a fake name that had called Jason Scott 12 times the night before the murder, who was using the phone. Guess what? The prosecution claims cell tower data places the burner inside Remy Ma's recording studio in the Bronx at the exact time of the calls. A studio Remy owns, so now prosecutors are reportedly filing to introduce her studio security camera footage into the case. If she's on camera with that phone, it's over. It's done. She's not just a mother anymore. She's a minute. And what about Papoose? You'd think he'd stay quiet. Wrong. In a surprise Instagram live that racked up 900K views in an hour, Papoose said, "I tried to keep our family together. I tried to protect her from the streets, from the music game, from herself. But she always wanted to prove she was harder than the rest. Well, now she's got to prove it in court. Yikes." Meanwhile, Clarissa Shields, Papoose's new flame, took it a step further. She posted a picture of herself in a Team Jasmine t-shirt with the caption, "Strong women protect victims, not their killers." And that sent Remy's fanbase into complete meltdown mode. Twitter wars, comment section attacks, IG lives, threats. The drama has spilled out of the courtroom and into the streets, but it's not over yet. The next hearing is set for August 12th, and insiders say a new witness will be taking the stand. An alleged former associate of Jason, who is ready to flip Apparently, he's been in protective custody for weeks and is about to blow the case wide open with recordings, screenshots, and a written statement tying multiple people, including Remy, to a premeditated plan to eliminate a rival. Rival? What? Rival? Well, rumors are swirling that Darius Gilbo, the murdered victim, wasn't just an ex-dealer. He was allegedly connected to a dirty record label that had long-standing beef with Remy's circle over royalty, disputes and street-level feuds. So, was this really just a random hit or a music industry cover-up wrapped in street politics and fueled by personal vendettas? We may never get the whole truth, but what we do have is this: a murder, a grieving daughter, a rapper mother collapsing. In court, a trial tearing apart families and feeding social media with endless content. And let's be honest, if this were a movie, critics would call it too far-fetched. But welcome to 2025. This is the new reality TV. Only no one's acting. And, as Jasmine Dior said during a recent interview, I didn't want this. I didn't ask for it. But now that I'm here, I'm going to make damn sure my father didn't die for nothing. So now it's your turn. Viewers, was this just a tragic mistake by a misguided young man? Or is this an empire of silence built on intimidation and power? Is Remy Ma just a mother, or was she the mastermind behind it all? Do you believe Jason is innocent, or did Jasmine Dior just become the unofficial DA of the internet? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was Remy set up, or was she setting everyone else up? And don't forget, hit that like button if you're just as shocked as we are. Subscribe if you want more courtroom chaos, and turn on those notifications because, trust us, the next hearing is going to shake the internet again. This was Scoop Bazaar, where we don't just spill tea, we pour the whole pot. Stay nosy, stay bold, and stay ready because part 2 of the story might just be the downfall of Remy Ma.